In the podcast, Bridget Phetasy discusses her article about regretting her past promiscuity and the cultural pressure for women to engage in casual sex as a form of empowerment. She talks about her personal experience of using sex to cope with trauma and addiction and how it led to feelings of shame and worthlessness. She also addresses the societal expectation for women to be sexually liberated and the impact it has on their mental and emotional well-being. Phetasy highlights the complexity of the issue, acknowledging that some women may feel empowered by casual sex, but for her, it was a way of seeking control and power in the aftermath of a sexual assault. She also reflects on the cultural messaging around sexuality, particularly the conflicting messages she received from her Catholic upbringing and the modern idea of embracing promiscuity as a form of empowerment. The conversation delves into the societal response to the #Me Too movement and the challenges women face in coming forward with allegations of sexual assault. Phetasy discusses the backlash and victim blaming that often occurs when women speak out, as well as the lack of support and understanding for male victims of sexual assault. The podcast also touches on the political and ideological divisions that have influenced the discourse around women's issues. Phetasy expresses her disillusionment with both the left and the right, feeling politically homeless and unsupported by either side. She discusses the challenges of navigating the complexities of sexual assault and the need for a more nuanced and compassionate approach to addressing these issues. Phetasy highlights the impact of social media on public discourse, noting that it has led to a lack of empathy and understanding. She criticizes the tendency for people to engage in judgmental behavior and points out the paradox of the left becoming judgmental despite its original ethos of non-judgment. She also discusses the rise of extreme factions on both the left and the right, which has led to a shift in the political discourse. The conversation delves into the issue of censorship and the power dynamics at play in the current political climate. Phetasy expresses her concerns about the institutional power held by the left and the push for censorship in various sectors, including academia, media, and entertainment. She also discusses the potential consequences of extreme ideologies, such as the racialization of society and the impact on real-world issues like airplane safety. The podcast also touches on the impact of cultural and ideological shifts on everyday life. Phetasy highlights the growing influence of trans ideology in schools and the challenges faced by parents who are concerned about their children's education. She emphasizes the need for leadership and responsible discourse in addressing these issues, citing the example of a political leader who spoke out against the pressure to accept gender ideology. Throughout the conversation, Phetasy emphasizes the disconnect between the elite discourse and the experiences of ordinary people. She notes that while many people are not actively engaged in online debates, they are still affected by the ideological shifts and power dynamics at play. She also expresses her frustration with the lack of leadership and responsible decision-making in addressing these issues.